One.
Good afternoon, my name is Reece King and today I'm going to be pitching my business idea, Reece's Waggie Walks. From you the investor, I'm going to be looking to get £10,000 for a 10% equity in my business. I think my business is needed in my local area because a large amount of people work long days and don't have enough energy and time when they get home from work. And then in a recent survey of 50,000 people, 50% of them admitted they don't walk their dogs regularly, so that's 25,000 dogs which don't get walked on a daily basis. The services I am going to be offering are dog walking, dog grooming and dog boarding. I also believe that this is my USP because dog grooming and dog boarding aspect of the business isn't used by many of my competitors. So I'm the only one in the local area who is offering these services, so hopefully that will endorse the customers to come to me over my competitors. For my business, the target market is going to be full-time workers, incapable walkers and the older generation of people. This is because people who work full-time don't have the energy or time when they get home from work to walk their dogs on a daily basis. And also the older generation may find it hard to get out and about to walk their dogs, so I'll be there to help them with that. After doing some research, I have found out that there are 4 main competitors in my local area. That's Tailster, Bark, Dog Buddy and Thumping Tails. All of these only offer walking businesses, they don't offer the grooming and the boarding aspect of it. I think that's quite a good thing for me because I'm going to be the only one in the area who's offering these services, so hopefully the customers will be able to see that and then come over to me. After conducting some primary research, I found out what people would prefer my name to be, so I did 4 different options and it came out as Reece's Waggie Walks. I think this is because when people are letting me look after their dogs, I'd rather it be a more personal business, so Reece's Waggie Walks has my name in it rather than something like Dorset Dogs that isn't as personal. Furthermore, I conducted some more primary research, which I asked for what they would pay for pricing of the dog walking, and the vast majority of people said that they had paid £8 for a walk, so that is what I've gone for. So if I was doing £8 a walk, I'd be walking 4 to 5 dogs roughly each walk, so that would equal up to £32 to £40 for a half an hour walk. So my marketing plan, the place I'm going to be running from is my house, so that'd be quite good because I don't have to pay as much rent as if I'm getting a different location for me to work at. My prices will vary because I'm doing 3 different services. The walking will be £8, the grooming is £35 and then boarding is £15. But if you wanted all 3 of them, I'd do a discounted service for the customer, so they'll be able to get a deal. For my promotion, I'll be promoting on social media as it's free and a large amount of people do use social media, so it'll get around quite quickly. But I'm also going to be buying radio adverts, so when people are on the way to school and all walking their dogs and they listen to the radio, they'll be able to hear about this. For the first year, I'm going to be the only one running my business, but then after that, I want to try expand a bit and get 1 employee, so then I'll be able to up the amount I'm doing each day. And then obviously my product services dog walking, dog grooming and dog boarding. And then for the process of it, I'm going to purchase a van, and then once I've got that van, I'll go to the location where the dog are, and then I'll round all the dogs up and then take them to a field or a woods or something and then do the walk and then drop them all back. The location is going to be where I live in Merley, but from that I'm going to be working within a 15-mile radius. But if there was a customer that lived further on, I'd have discussions about the fuel and that to be able to get their dogs here. The legal aspects of it. So there are 3 different legal aspects I have to look at. The Dangerous Dogs Act of 1991, the Control of Dogs Order 1992, and the Clean Neighbourhood and Environment Act. The Dangerous Dog Act this prohibits me from walking boarding or grooming any dogs which are bred for fighting. So this could include pit bull terriers or any dangerous dogs like that. The control of dogs order, this law means that I'd have to make sure every dog I walk has the owner's collar on it, or the owner's identification, so if the dog gets lost it can find its owner relatively easily. And then the Clean Neighbourhood and Environment Act is pretty self-explanatory. You just have got to make sure I pick up all the faeces of the dog, so I don't leave any rubbish around. This is all the equipment I would need for like the basic of my business. I'll obviously need a dog leash for when I'm out and about, so like the dogs that run off. I'll need the van to be able to transport everything. I'll get my own tracker collars, so if a dog was to run off, I would be able to like track it down, and then so that saves me losing a dog, and that, if I lost a dog I'd obviously make my business look very bad. And then the tennis ball for when I'm on walks, and then the hair clippers, nail clippers, the grooming table and the shower would all be for my grooming aspect of it. So obviously when I need to like cut the hair and that, I would have to like use all that equipment. The pricing policy I'm going to be using is premium pricing. This is because in my local area, I'm the only one that's offering a couple of these services, so I'll be able to price a premium as no one else will be competing with my prices. So from this chart here, this is revenue just from walking. And this slide is my expenses. As you can see in January, the expenses are a lot more than in all the other months. That's because I'm going to be buying all my dog cages within the first month, so it would make it easier so I don't have to like, do it over a long period of time. For this one, for a grant, my grandparents have said they would help me finance my van. So they said they'd give me a percentage of what I needed to get for my van, and that'd be a benefit because when I eventually come to pay them back, I won't have to pay any interest on the money. So that will save me money as a business. This is my cash flow forecast. Within the first year, I'm making a profit of 1,921. I know it's not massive, but then for like startups or businesses, they usually make a loss. But from all my calculations, I've come to that I'm making a profit of it all. That's it. Any questions?
Brilliant. Well done, Reece. Really good presentation there, and a good insight actually into Reece's Waggie walk. So I'm curious to find out sort of why this concept, why this idea, what sort of inspired you to create a business of this nature?
Well, a lot of my family and friends, they all have dogs, and a lot of them are unfit from where they haven't been walked enough, and they're all like passing away relatively early. So I want to be able to stop that and help dogs to be able to become fitter so they'll be able to live longer.
Ah, good. Okay, so is there actually sort of research and evidence around that the dogs that are having healthy walks will actually...
Yeah, the dogs that are healthier will live on longer than the dogs which are unhealthier.
Good, fantastic. In terms of the process and the concept, just to reiterate and get this correct, in your van you go and collect the dogs, do you?
Yeah.
Okay, so you'll go and collect various dogs from different points. Yeah. And there's cages in the dogs.
There's cages in the back of the van, so they're obviously not like running around in the back of the van. It's for safety as well. Yeah. If I if there was I was to have a crash and they weren't in cages, it could be very bad. The dogs could all pass away and that.
Yeah, good. Okay, so that's year one, obviously that you explained there about the profit. Year two, year three, what do we think about that? Is there going to be room for expansion?
It's all in my business plan. Yeah. It's
yeah, so you've got some figures here.
Yeah, these are all the figures.
I see.
And then obviously
so actually by 2022, we're looking. You've got here that you predict that the business could make a profit of around about 21,000.
Yeah, roughly, because I'll be with 2021 and 2022. I'm going to have another employee with me. Yeah. So I will discuss with them. I think I'm going to roughly pay them about 1,200 a month. Okay. To help me out. Yeah. And then with that, I'll be able to do more walks. I'll be able to do more grooming. Yeah. And then that will obviously bring up my revenue. Good. So that will make me make more money within the second and third year.
And just to summarise, what would you say, Reece, is your main USP?
My main USP, I reckon, would be the dog grooming and the dog boarding, because as I said, no one else in my local area is offering these services.
Sure.
So that would hopefully encourage the customers to come to me, because as I said, I will offer a deal if they wanted all 3 services. So.
Yeah. No, I think that's a really good incentive actually. It's a really good pricing strategy to try and generate more revenue from customers. So well done from that aspect. In terms of the target audience, I think we're in a fantastic location. Specifically when you said about the older generation. How would you think you're going to look to target sort of the older generation?
Like, I would obviously the radio, and I've also put in there that in my business plan I'm going to put a newspaper article out. So the older generation obviously read the newspapers a lot more than the younger generation, and if they've got dogs and like they realise that their dog isn't getting out enough, they'll be able to contact me and I'll see what I can do for them.
Good, amazing. So now we come down to the nitty-gritty financial aspect in terms of the equity and the investment of £10,000 which you've asked for. Do you think £10,000 is enough?
Yeah, because what I would use that for, I would use it mostly for the advertisement in the first year, and like the dog leads and that. So I could like get started up, people would know who I am, and then I would be able to generate my revenue. So that I'd use it for like the advertisement. A lot of people would find out who I am quicker.
Good. Really important that people find out about the business and the overall concept. That's for sure. I must admit, Reece, at £10,000 for 10% equity, I'm struggling to see how you quite value your business at £100,000. Therefore, I would have to sort of ask you for a bit more equity if possible. For me to be interested, I'd be looking at round about sort of 40% equity. What was your initial thoughts on that?
For 40% equity? I would most likely say if you wanted 40%, I'd probably want £12,500 rather than the £10,000.
Okay.
But then if you wanted to stay at the £10,000, I would go up to 35% equity. Okay.
I think what I'll do actually, if it's okay with you, £12,500. And you said what was the percentage that you were after there? You were willing to give away?
40% for £12,500.
Okay. That for me sounds a bit more realistic, I must admit. And I can't push you up to 45%.
No, it's going to stick at 40.
Okay, you're going to stick at 40. Okay. In that case, Reece, I'm happy to shake your hand on that, and I look forward to working with you in the future.
Thank you very much.